Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I'm sorry it's been a while. I should just stop apologising for it being a while because it's always going to be from now on, I think. I've truly lost my schedule with this channel. I thought I'd do a very quick video just talking about the tattoo that I just got. Yes, I've got another tattoo. The reason I want to do this is because before I go and get a tattoo, I'll often research other people's videos and see how they feel with like the pain. I like to watch tattoo vlogs and watch people getting it done and just see their experience and go with them. I think it's really exciting and fun. I did not vlog my experience simply because I just don't feel comfortable doing that. If your artist is okay with you vlogging, you're close enough to them and you're confident enough to be filming in front of other people, totally go for it. I love that kind of content. I personally can't go into a tattoo studio with my camera out like, hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I just can't do it. I just can't bring myself to do it, and I wish I had the confidence and I wish I could do something like that on my channel, but for now that's not for me. I got a sternum tattoo today. Now this wasn't spontaneous or anything like that. I've been planning this for over a year, but Corona came along and ruined all my plans for my tattoos, and my camera's dying already. Girl, learn to charge your camera before you start filming. It's been a few hours now. I fell asleep for hours on end because after a tattoo I always get really knackered and I just have to sleep all day. I don't know why, I just get so drained. I booked it about 2 weeks ago. I went to Granny's attic in the hometown where I live, Guildford. It's not too far, so I like going there because I don't have to pay for extra travel or anything. I don't particularly always get tattoos in my hometown simply because a lot of the shops in my hometown aren't that great, to be honest with you. They're not my style of tattoo, they're not the kind of thing I'm looking for. They all seem a bit dodgy and I don't really like them. But this one I've always kind of admired. I'd been going in there for a few years before I'd even started getting tattoos and just kind of looking at their artwork and stuff and asking questions, because I never had the guts to get tattooed, but I wanted to find a place where I'd feel comfortable, and they always give me a really comfortable, calming vibe. All the artists are really nice. They talk to you while they're doing your tattoo. They just really calm you down. It's the only place I'll go and get a tattoo on my own and feel totally calm doing so. It's a small little studio. It's very nice. I'll link their Instagram and their website and all of that down below. I'll also link the guy Aitor who did my tattoo, and he's done one of my other pieces as well, which I'll show you here too. I always go to him now just because I want the same kind of style around my sternum area. I want it all to obviously blend in seamlessly. I will be going back to him to get this piece finished off, and I'll show you in a minute and explain. I was hyping myself up really badly, thinking that the sternum tattoo was gonna hurt like a bitch. Every video I watched on YouTube, people were being like, oh, it's so painful, I nearly blacked out, this is definitely the worst one I've had, this is like an 8 out of 10, 9 out of 10 in spicy areas. And I was getting really nervous, really anxious. But before a tattoo I will always prep myself. I'll do research on, should I go into the studio and cover my own nipples? Should I do this? What should I wear? Should I tip the artist? Should I do this? Should I do that? I thought I'd give my perspective because I feel like I've had a different experience to majority of the YouTube videos that I watched, and I want to give one that might calm people down. Now, do bear in mind that everybody has a different pain tolerance, and I'm sure 100% that I have a very high pain tolerance because any tattoo that I've had in a spicy area, I have not found that bad. A lot of people are shocked when I'm like, oh yeah, I nearly fell asleep. They're like, you must be lying, and I feel like I'm lying because the way they look at me, and I'm like, I'm not lying though. Like, it was fine. If it was agonising pain, I would tell you. Like, my ankle was unbelievably spicy, like I was gonna tap out, and that was only 10 minutes. That was awful. I couldn't stop shaking. They had to hold my leg down. I've done a whole video on that one, but ankle was awful. So I will always tell you when I'm being a little bitch and I can't actually handle the pain. I'm not just doing it to look like I've got balls or whatever. I will tell you the truth personally on how I found it. So just bear in mind watching this video that everybody has a different pain tolerance, and so even though I didn't find it particularly painful, you might. I'll show you the piece I got first. Now, I'm going to try and do this without flashing you, which is going to be hard. It's really difficult to show people because I can't wear a bra right now, obviously, because of the healing process. My nipple covers fell off earlier and I don't want to put more on because I'm just staying in today. So let's try and do this without getting demonetized. Basically, a little while ago, I got this leaf piece here around my ribs, which really didn't hurt. I got this done at Granny's attic as well. This took about 2 hours to do. The best thing about him is he's very light-handed, so this didn't really hurt either. This was like a 4 out of 10, I'd say, as well. It really wasn't bad. I've got this middle piece now because I want to extend it all along and have a huge thing. I want to get matching leaves, exactly the same as these, but opposite, just to kind of frame it all in the end. If you can see, it's just an upside down rose, and he's done like, I think it's called stippling is how he shaded it. I could be wrong, like dot work shading. He started by just putting the stencil of just literally just the standard rose right here, and then all of the back, like, if you can see, they're slightly faded petals, which in a few days he said will fade even more and look more intricate and more, you know, more layered. The tattoo will look more layered and less bold. But the ones at the back he kind of just drew on freehand with a Sharpie and then did it as he went. Let me say that these bits here don't nip slip, these bits here didn't hurt at all. It was only when they got to like here on my boob that I could feel like a vibrating through my whole body, and my body was just shaking automatically, but I wasn't in pain. It's just weird feeling a vibration through your boob going through your whole body. I'd say the most painful bit was here, and that's literally just a line. He only had to go over it a few times to make it bold, but up here was awful, truly awful. The stem was the worst part, especially between the boobs. I don't know why, but even that was like a 4 out of 10. It really wasn't that bad. Like the whole tattoo 3 out of 10, but the stem was like a 4. Got a bit spicy in some bits where I was like, ooh, that's bad, but like it wasn't too horrible. I was expecting this to hurt a lot, but it was a blast. It was fine, because usually getting closer to the stomach will hurt, but it was fine. It wasn't bad. I don't know how to explain the pain to someone that's not had a tattoo before. I see a lot of girls on YouTube getting a sternum tattoo as their first tattoo, and I truly applaud you. Even though I didn't find it painful, a lot of people do, and it's a very scary one to go for as your first tattoo, which is why I've put it off so long, other than corona, because I always get scared in spicy places, because I'm like, what if this time I'm not a brave bitch, and what if this time for some reason I feel the same experience as everyone else? I was so nervous. I had really bad anxiety, felt sick. I could barely eat this morning, but I forced myself to always eat before your tattoo. I had some Haribo sweets just to get some sugar inside of me. I didn't eat all of them because I felt so sickly nervous, but I really forced myself to eat as many as possible, because you should get your blood sugar levels high so that you don't pass out. I had some Lucozade Sport, because that's supposed to help you. It's got a lot of sugar and stuff in it, and it's got other things in it that are supposed to help you. I had some of this cheap Coca-Cola, because that's got sugar in it. I like downed half of this bottle in the morning before I left the house, because I just needed a sugar rush. And I got a Monster energy drink for afterwards, because my legs felt like jelly. When he was like, you can stand up, we're done, I was like, first of all, yes, I can't wait to see it. But second of all, my legs were like jelly, and I thought I was gonna like fall over or something. They were shaking so bad. He was taking a photo of me, and my legs could not stay still. It was horrible. It was like having a panic attack or something. It was just all shaky, but I think that's just the adrenaline and the rush of it. It took about an hour and 40 minutes, so nearly 2 hours. Not quite as long as my rib one, but yeah, it really didn't feel like that long. To be honest, half the tattoo I kind of just closed my eyes and like not really slept, because you can't really sleep during a tattoo, but kind of just closed my eyes and relaxed, because I was already knackered anyway. If that tells you anything, I wouldn't be able to do that if I was in pain. There was one part where I was laying and I was like this. I don't know what bit it is, because I couldn't see because I got my mask on anyway, so when I try and look down anyway, I can't see anything. There's one bit where I was like relaxing, and then I was like, Lasted like 10 seconds, not even that, and it was done. I think the worst part about getting a sternum tattoo, for me personally, don't take my word for this because I've heard very different experiences on this, is the breathing, like controlling your breathing. I was more focused on that than the actual tattoo itself. Like I noticed if I breathed too deeply, it would get sharp pain and it would be actually quite painful. And that only happened about twice, where my breath would like hitch by accident and then it would feel even worse. And it would feel like a 5/6 out of 10. But that only happened twice, and it was for a brief second, and then he'd pull away and give me a chance to like re-breathe again. But he was very, very nice, very talkative. He was telling me how he's had his done and it was really bad and really painful. So he kept checking on me like, are you sure you're good? And I'm like, yeah, I'm fine. I feel like he didn't believe me because I was shaking quite a bit. But again, I'd had a lot of sugar as it is. I already shake because of anxiety. Adrenaline was high. And you also can't help shaking, especially around the boobs. It just vibrates your whole body. It was quite difficult to stay still. He really thought that I was cold from the window that was open, but actually the window was helping so much because I get so sweaty and hot when I'm having a tattoo done. And the breeze was lovely every time it came through the window and whooshed onto my tattoo. I was like, oh, yeah. And for me personally, the wiping down, people always say that the wipe down afterwards is awful whenever they wipe it down with that spray stuff. Everyone says it feels like sandpaper. For me, my personal experience is that's the best part. It feels so refreshing. I'm like, yes, wipe me down. Maybe I'm insane, but I love it. I've never heard anyone else say that. So I don't know, maybe I'm just a freak. I'll leave all of their links and stuff in the description. Literally my only advice to you guys is maybe don't get your first tattoo as your sternum, just because some people find it really bad that they pass out and stuff. If you do, you're very brave and I really applaud you, and you have got some balls. Also, sometimes we hype ourselves up so much and it's not as bad as you think it's going to be. And you might be like me where you don't even feel it. For some reason, the most painful spots I've not really felt other than my ankle. Every other tattoo I've had that people have been like, oh, are you sure you want to do that? Good luck, like you're going to die. I've always found that I get in there freaking the fuck out, and then as soon as the needle's on my skin, I'm like, this is so fine. Just make sure you've got food in your system, make sure you've eaten, drank. I did also have a Greg's chicken bake, by the way. I didn't just eat sweets, but not too much. If you're feeling sick already with nerves, then you don't want to be overeating or anything, because that's really not going to help you. I took a friend with me just because she wanted to see what the place was like anyway, because she wants to possibly get one done herself there, and she has never really known if it's good or not. A few people have told her the studio's good, but sometimes you just want to check it out yourself. She didn't sit next to me or anything. She had to wait in the waiting area because COVID. It was nice to know that she was there anyway, even if she couldn't talk to me. But to be honest, I would have been fine going on my own completely and utterly. The worst part was laying there thinking, I want a cigarette. If you're going to get a sternum tattoo, just do it. If you really want it, and the idea of getting one excites you so much that even the pain does not faze you, then just do it. Even if it is a 10 out of 10, trust me, you'll be so glad. I was super worried I was going to tap out, but I didn't. And to be honest, you're better to just sit there and get it all done in one go, because for me personally, I wouldn't want to go back if I had tapped out. I just feel embarrassed. Even though it's totally fine and it's totally normal, for me, I just wouldn't want to go back. I feel like I'd be put off by the pain and I wouldn't want to go back through that. I just prefer to get it all done in one go, whether I'm suffering or not. If you can't handle it, just tell your artist and have a break or whatever. They're not going to mind. I'm sure they're used to people tapping out and stuff. Like, there's nothing to be ashamed of. Everybody's different. Everybody's got a different pain tolerance and stuff. So if you can't handle it all at once, literally just tell your tattoo artist. When you're getting your sternum tattoo done as a girl, also, for me personally, I already knew that I wasn't going to be able to wear a bra, so I got some nipple covers from Primark. I've got a whole load of them so I can wear them at work now, because I'm not wearing a bra over this. So I'd already covered myself. I got in there and he was like, right, so I think I need to cover you with some paper. And I was like, oh no, I've already done it. And he seemed surprised that I'd already done it. I was like, I've already got nipple covers on. And he was like, oh good. So that saved us some time. You don't have to do that. They will give you something to cover with. And if they don't and you're uncomfortable with it, then just leave. You need to make sure when you're getting a sternum done and you're a woman that you feel comfortable. You need to make sure that the artist isn't pervy or anything, which they won't be. Most of them won't be, and I'm not saying they are, but if you ever come across an artist like that for whatever reason and you're already at the stage of getting the tattoo, you need to just leave. Just be polite about it. You don't have to be rude. Just be like, I'm sorry, I can't do it, or whatever. I've never been in that situation. I'm sure you can get more advice on the internet on that type of thing, but personally, if they hadn't offered me a cover, I would have felt uncomfortable. But I just prepared in advance and put nipple covers on anyway. I knew they were going to cover me, of course, because I'd done my research into the studio and the artist, and I'd been there before, so I knew they were chill. But just do make sure that they do give you something to cover yourself with, because even if you're like totally carefree and you don't mind freeing your nipple, you need to make sure that the artist is comfortable with that. Anybody else in the studio is comfortable, because they didn't have walls up or anything. It was just one tiny studio. So there was another guy in there getting his leg done. So I mainly did it for the comfort of other people, to be quite honest. I wouldn't mind having my nipples out, but it wouldn't massively embarrass me. I really don't mind. I'm more comfortable with my body than I was a few years ago, you know, it just comes with age and stuff. But yeah, just make sure you're comfortable. Do not wear a bra is my advice. Some people say to wear a sports bra. I don't recommend that. I've seen people doing that on YouTube, and then the artist can't get in there properly. And I don't know, I just feel like it's so much politer to wear a nipple cover. So if you're not comfortable with that, maybe just think about whether you want to get the sternum tattoo or not, or just talk to your artist about it. Personally, I wouldn't wear any kind of bra because it'll rub on the middle bit, which I can imagine the pain. The healing already is quite painful. It's more painful than the tattoo itself. It's not awful, it's just a little bit uncomfortable, like when I sit on the toilet if I lean forward too far. Ouch. Kind of had to sit up straight all the time now while it's healing. I'm going to show you what I use actually to heal and clean it. I use this simple pure wash. It's actually a hand wash, but it's got nothing bad in it for the tattoo, so I use this every time. I'll just dab it with water and then wash it gently with a tiny bit of this. And then I use Lush Dream Cream, which I've had to get another pot of because I used it all before, and I will just rub this in a little bit gently every single day, a couple of times a day, until I feel like it doesn't need it anymore and it's healed. This is about £16 or something from Lush. This was £1 from Poundland. If you like this video, please like, comment and subscribe. I make new videos whenever I can. I will see you in my next one. Leave a comment below of your own experiences, your own advice to other people, and just do your research is all I can advise. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in my next one. Peace!